Hi, I'm Juniper, and I used to think marrying into the Richardson family was the cherry on top of my already sweet life. I'd built my bakery, Sweet Dreams, from scratch, literally started in my tiny apartment kitchen 5 years ago. Now it's the most talked about bakery in downtown Seattle. Your cream puffs are absolutely divine, dear. That's my mother in law, Diana, during her first visit to my bakery. She was all pearls and perfect posture, but something about her felt genuine back then. Mom's right, babe. You've got magic in those hands. Nathan wrapped his arm around my waist, and I melted like chocolate in a double boiler. He was everything I never knew I wanted. Handsome, charming, and from old money. The Richardsons owned half the commercial real estate in the city. You should see her financials, mother. Juniper's business sense is as sharp as her baking skills. That's my sister-in-law, Sarah, always analyzing everything. She's the family's numbers wizard, fresh out of Wharton Business School. What did I tell you, Robert? Our boy picked a winner. Diana beamed at her husband, who was inspecting my kitchen with surprising interest. These are state-of-the-art appliances. Very impressive, Juniper. Robert nodded approvingly. But imagine what you could do with real backing. The business is growing faster than I expected. Had to turn down 3 wedding orders last month. That's actually what we wanted to discuss. Sarah pulled out her iPad. Our family corporation has been looking to diversify. We could help you expand, dear. Multiple locations, wholesale contracts. Diana touched my arm. You'd still be in charge of everything, of course. Think about it, honey. Nathan squeezed my shoulder. No more 60-hour weeks. You'd have staff, resources, everything you need. The Richardson name opens a lot of doors. Robert smiled. We take care of our own. It would be a merger on paper only. Sarah showed me some preliminary figures. You'd retain creative control. I looked around my bakery. The vintage mixer I'd saved months to buy. The hand-painted walls. The display cases I'd designed myself. But I also saw the stack of pending orders. The dark circles under my eyes reflected in the chrome fixtures. We could start with a partnership agreement, Robert suggested. Baby steps. This could be huge for us, babe. Nathan's eyes sparkled with excitement. Your talent, our resources, we'd be unstoppable. I nodded slowly, watching my in-laws exchange pleased looks. The Richardsons had welcomed me with open arms, made me feel like family. And family helps family, right? Let me think about it, I said, not wanting to seem too eager. Of course, dear. Diana patted my cheek. We just want what's best for you. Looking back, I should have seen it coming. The way they all worked together, so smooth, so practiced. But I was too busy basking in their approval, too flattered by their interest in my little bakery, too blind to see the trap they were setting. The partnership papers sat on my desk like a ticking bomb. Marcus, the Richardson family's lawyer, stood over my shoulder, pointing at various sections with his gold pen. It's really quite standard, Mrs. Richardson. Just boilerplate integration language. Why do I need to sign over my recipes? Those are family secrets. We need to protect the corporation's intellectual property. You understand business. Give her some space, Marcus. Nathan placed a coffee in front of me, but it wasn't how I liked it. 2 sugars instead of 1. Babe, this is for your own protection, too. The protection clause seems one-sided. I flipped through the document again. And why does it say subject to board approval for all major decisions? That's just corporate governance. Sarah chimed in from across the room. You'll still run day-to-day operations. Look what happened to the Thompson Bakery chain. Diana sighed dramatically. Went under last month. No family backing, no safety net. I heard their marriage didn't survive it either, Robert added casually. Financial stress can really strain relationships. My stomach churned. Nathan had been distant lately, working late, missing our dinner dates. Now he perched on the edge of my desk, fiddling with his wedding ring. Honey, my family's put a lot on the line here. The merger announcement's already been drafted. You what? Without my signature? It's a done deal, Juniper. Marcus slid the papers closer. The board meets tomorrow. I need more time. Maybe a different lawyer to review. You don't trust our family lawyer? Diana's voice turned icy. After everything we've done for you? That's not what I— Juniper, please. Nathan grabbed my hand. Don't embarrass me in front of the board. They're expecting this to go smoothly. This isn't about you, Nathan. It's my business, my life's work. Our life, he corrected. Our future. Unless you're having second thoughts about us? My hand shook as I reached for the pen. The Richardsons watched silently, their faces a perfect mask of concern. Only Sarah couldn't hide her smirk. Initial here, here, and here. Marcus flipped through the pages efficiently. Full signature on the last page. Congratulations, dear. Diana hugged me as soon as I finished. Welcome to the real Richardson business world. I'll start the integration process tomorrow. Sarah was already typing on her phone. Don't worry about a thing. Robert patted my shoulder. We'll handle everything. That night, Nathan didn't come home for dinner. Again. I sat in my empty kitchen, staring at the copy of the contract. The words, wholly owned subsidiary and at the board's discretion jumped out at me. What had I done? What had they made me do? My phone buzzed. A text from Sarah. Board meeting tomorrow at 9. Don't be late. Dress appropriately. I looked at my hands. Baker's hands, strong hands. Hands that had built something from nothing. Hands that had just signed it all away. The Richardsons had played me like a perfectly tuned piano, and I'd let them. I stared at the email from Corporate Mandatory Consultation with Emma Parker, their new efficiency expert. 3 months since signing those papers, and I barely recognized my own bakery. These artisanal methods are outdated. Emma flipped her perfect blonde hair. We need to switch to commercial mixers, pre-made bases. Those aren't my recipes. The board approved the changes yesterday. What board meeting? I wasn't notified. Oh, didn't Nathan tell you? It was an emergency session. My phone buzzed. A text from Lisa, my head baker. Help! They're removing our original equipment. I rushed to the kitchen. Workers were disconnecting my vintage mixer, the heart of my bakery. Stop! You can't. Actually, they can. Sarah appeared, document in hand. Page 12, Section 3. All equipment upgrades are at corporate discretion. Where's Nathan? I need to talk to him. He's in a meeting with Emma. Sarah smirked. They've been having a lot of those lately. My stomach dropped. I'd seen them together at the coffee shop across street last week, and the restaurant the week before, always discussing business. Mrs. Richardson? My assistant looked uncomfortable. You should see this email. It went out to all staff. The message announced Emma as the new executive director of operations. My position wasn't even mentioned. What's going on here? I confronted Robert in his office. Restructuring, dear. Nothing personal. Everything's personal with this family. Careful, Juniper. Remember who you're talking to? I stormed out, only to freeze at the sound of laughter from the conference room. Through the glass, I saw Nathan and Emma, heads close together over some papers. His hand rested on her lower back. It's not what you think. Diana appeared beside me. Though if it were, could you blame him? You've been so focused on what's left of your little bakery. You planned this. All of you. We simply identified a better asset for the company and for the family. I walked straight to HR, demanding answers. They handed me a folder. Complaints about hostile management, allegations of recipe theft, health code violations. These are lies. We have witnesses. Marcus materialized with more paperwork, including your own staff. Sign the resignation letter. Sarah pushed a document forward. Walk away quietly or we'll make the violations public. Good luck running any food business after that. My hands shook as I read the terms. They'd take everything. My recipes, my brand, my reputation. You won't get away with this. We already have. Robert stood in the doorway. Emma starts officially tomorrow. On my way out, I passed Nathan and Emma sharing a private joke. He didn't even look my way. Pack up by 5. Sarah called after me. Security will escort you out. In my office? No, not mine anymore. I looked at the photos on the wall. My grand opening, our wedding, the Richardson family Christmas, all fake. every single smile. Opening my laptop, I started forwarding emails to my personal account. If they wanted to play dirty, I'd kept receipts, 6 months of them. The Richardsons weren't the only ones who could plan ahead. The SEC investigator flipped through my evidence folder, his eyebrows rising higher with each page. You documented everything? Every forced acquisition for the past 6 months. Plus, Lisa supplied proof of the fake health violations. Mrs. Richardson, they switched to commercial ingredients without updating the allergen information. Lisa laid out more photos. 3 customers had severe reactions last week. Those pre-made bases Emma ordered? They're from a banned supplier. I pushed forward another file. Sarah signed off on it to cut costs. My phone lit up with a news alert. Richardson Family Corporation under federal investigation. You've got some nerve showing up here. Robert burst into the conference room, Diana trailing behind. Federal investigation, sir. Please take a seat. Do you know what you've done? Diana's perfect makeup couldn't hide her panic. We're your family. Family doesn't steal from family. You ungrateful little... Sarah stormed in, waving her phone. Our stock is tanking. The door opened again, Nathan with Emma clutching his arm. Babe, we can fix this. Whatever they're paying you. Like you fixed things with Emma. The country club committee loved those photos I sent them. Emma paled. You didn't. Oh, I did. Check your society page, Diana. Your Golden Boys affair is trending. You're bluffing. Sarah grabbed her iPad, then froze. Mother! Diana snatched the device, her face crumpling. There they were, Nathan and Emma looking very executive in the corporate apartment I wasn't supposed to know about. The board's calling an emergency meeting. Robert's phone buzzed continuously. Major shareholders are pulling out. Your pattern of hostile takeovers is quite interesting. The investigator spread out more documents, especially these identical complaints filed against other family-owned businesses. Those are confidential! Marcus rushed in, sweating through his designer suit. Not anymore. The SEC has questions about your role too, counselor. You've ruined us. Diana slumped in her chair. No, you did that yourselves. I'm just better at keeping records. My phone chimed. A message from my new business partner. Location secured. Ready when you are. While you're all here, I stood, smoothing my skirt. My new bakery opens next month. Premium ingredients, traditional recipes, right across from your corporate headquarters. You can't, Sarah sputtered. Actually, I can. My non-compete was voided the minute you filed those fake violations. I've got your back, boss. Lisa grinned. Half your old staff's already signed on. This isn't over. Nathan grabbed my arm. Sir, please step back. The investigator intervened. Mrs. Richardson, we'll need your deposition tomorrow. It's Miss Walker now. I'm reclaiming my name along with everything else you tried to take. I walked out of the Richardson building for the last time, head high. Through the glass doors, I could see their empire crumbling. Robert shouting into his phone, Sarah frantically typing, Diana dabbing her eyes, and Nathan looking lost without someone telling him what to do. My new bakery sign was being installed tomorrow. Sometimes revenge really is a dish best served, fresh from the oven. What would you have done if you were in Juniper's place when the Richardsons first suggested merging the businesses? Would you have trusted your gut instinct and refused, potentially risking your marriage? Or would you have signed like she did, hoping for the best? Share your thoughts in the comments. Here's something to think about. How many red flags did you spot throughout the story that Juniper missed? Sometimes the people closest to us can be the ones plotting our downfall. If you enjoyed this tale of sweet revenge, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to catch more stories of justice served. And hey, ring that notification bell. You never know when the next serving of comeuppance is coming out of the oven.